On the turf for our last race at Sha-Tin on Saturday, two debutants as well, very interesting ones. So Class 3, it's over the 1,400 metres, headed by Raging Blitzkrieg. He's one of the debutants, a two-time winner in France. Sam Clipperton takes them out for John Sires. The other one being Wampoa Star, who's a three-time winner in France, twice on the poly track. Turin Red Star was a nice fifth on debut. He gets up in trip. Smiling Pride, they play around with the gear. The blinkers come off. General Dino up in class, down in trip. Merry Go Win goes up in trip, back up to the 1,400 metres. Sam's Love, who's just got the one win from his 5 starts so far, and top score yet to win in 6. He's got barrier 11. So we're back at the touchscreen for the last race here. Brett, have a look at the speed map. Bullish Smart, imagine we'll try and get across and lead, but so one of the first starters, Raging Blitzkrieg, an interesting runner, could find himself in a good spot. Yeah, of the two, he looks to have the most pace as opposed to Wampoa Star. I think the interesting runner is this guy here, Merry Go Win, coming to Sha-Tin now and getting to the longer trip. He's drawn barrier 8. I just wonder where he might end up, whether they might have to go back a little bit further. Turin Red Star as well, of course, got a long way back at his last outing, but drawn a good barrier. He might be able to try and sit in behind, who I think will be the guaranteed leader in the race in Bullish Smart. So I think they can formulate fairly quickly. Sam's Love, obviously, a little bit of a question mark too. He's been tactically versatile. We've seen him go forward. We saw him, of course, win very powerfully in one of his earlier starts, coming from well back and circumnavigating the field. But if he ends up there, that might be a probably good spot. All right, what have you got for us, Paul, in track work?
Not too much, but we'll start with Hardball Get. You can see Matthew Poon aboard him. He's a horse that's really fit going into this particular contest, and he's moving really nicely here. Matthew Poon, as I said, he'll take the thing. He'll be at a big price, but you know, he's been consistent. General Dino, he's doing it nicely here. Douglas White aboard, really stretching out well here. It's not a bad piece from him. A couple of even sectionals, and he's going well. General Dino, and no problems with him. And he's a horse that is interesting. He does pull a lot in his track work. He's doing that once again here, but he's got plenty of ability. He did catch the eye last start, but I just thought I'd show him because you can see he can be quite keen at times. Yeah,
I think he's an inclusion here off a lightweight. Yeah. We'll start off though with Turin Red Star, the first one we'll see, and I thought this was an eye-catching run behind potentially a very nice horse in Easy Go Easy Win. He's slightly obscured as they swing into the straight. He's here in the white cap with the pink stars, but a nice debut, certainly into 5th.
Yeah, I made him a horse to follow off the back of this. I'm just not sure whether or not he can hold that forward spot. We looked in the speed map, because he's drawn barrier number 1. Don't know whether he can show enough speed to sort of get up in the early sort of picture of the race. Whether he has to drift back, I'm not sure. And if they do sort of hunt him out of the gates to have him forward, will he be another Ping High Star and potentially not close off? So that concerned me a little bit. I think the barrier looks good on paper, but I'm not sure whether it will be a positive. The horse is a nice type. His pattern has been to get back and close off so far, so I wouldn't want to sort of disrupt that.
Yeah, it was a good run, and you can see Frankie Law's, his horses do go on with it. I've got him in on a minor line. I think he'll run well again.
Yeah, Easy Go Easy Win, winning the race. We haven't seen him since, but I'm pretty sure he's a nice horse. Next one we're going to have a look at is General Dino at Happy Valley. He's down here on the inside, finishes off really nicely. The question mark for me was he's dropping back in trip here.
He is, and I get the feeling that he's actually a better horse ridden with patience, and from 14 they'll just have to drop him back to near the tail, and he can close off strongly, but he comes in with a lighter weight. He does look a horse who looks close to a win. He's going in 6th up now, so his fitness should be getting to its optimum level. Of course, this race was won by a horse that came from well back in Right Honourable, so he'll need the speed on, I think, and I'm not sure if he'll get it.
Yeah, I left him out for that reason. I'm just sure, I don't know if this is exactly his right race. So.
Yeah, I had him in this night, but I've left him out this time round, so I'm not sure. We'll find out if there's speed. He might well stay on quite strongly. Next one we're going to have a look at, and this is top score. Here at the back, here in the black and gold colours. 4th he finishes, dead heats as well, but again behind a really nice horse, the winner in Conti.
I snuck him in. He's changed stables, this horse. I thought he'd be 50 to 1. He's come up at 14s at this stage. Eddie Loy, Francis Loy. He left Paul O'Sullivan, he went to Francis Loy. And, you know, he's taken a couple of runs. I thought this was a really good run. He did show ability when he first got here, this horse. He'll get back. He'll be running on late. I don't know if this is exactly his race, but I thought I'd keep him safe, and I put him in on the 4th line.
He is a horse, I think, that's got the talent to be winning a race in this class, but he's had a long time away. This was his first up effort. He's had a lot of soundness issues as well. He's close to a drop in grade. So there was more negatives there than positives for me. I'm happy to sit on the fence.
All right, well, have a look at one of the first starters here in Raging Blitzkrieg. Andre Fabre trained him in France. Ajmal was his name there. Bordeaux was actually riding him there. He won on him also.
Yeah, Joe Moreira rode him in one trial. Interesting runner, isn't he? I mean, the John Sires horses, you can never take them for granted.
No, he's had the 2 trials. He's 11.22 pounds. He did win his last start over 1,600. I think he needs further, what I've seen.
Yeah, I've left both of the first starters out, Andrew. I'm happy to just have a look at them under race conditions. But of the 2, I think he's probably the most likely potentially to finish in the frame.
All right, that's Raging Blitzkrieg, John Size and Sam Clipton. We touched on Merry Go Win, though, stepping up in trip as well. Let's learn more about him with jockey Chad Schofield.
The 1400 for Merry Go Win, Chad, is that what he needs?
I think so. He ran very well with me last time, and he hit the line very strongly, but he doesn't possess a great deal of early speed, and he sort of gets a bit too far out of his ground, and he always hits the line. So over the 1400 with a different tempo, hopefully he can be able to travel a bit better and hopefully be a bit closer too, and if he's got the same finish, he can run a really good race.
Was he a bit unlucky last time?
He was. Obviously I was a long way back and had a lot of ground to make up, but he was flying at the end, and he gave me a good feel that evening, and I suggested that to the stable that we try him over further, and so it'll be interesting to see how he goes.
Yeah, I think he'll be suited here, but what do you like here in the last ball?
Well, a horse that he went really well at his last start. I showed his track work, but his last start was really good. He hit the line very strongly, and that's 13 Sam's Love. I've got him on top to beat Turin Red Star. Merry Go Win, we just heard there, and from top scorer and just at a price. So 13, 6, 12 and 4, exotics for me.
Yeah, I've gone for him as well, Paul. Sam's Love, if you go back and have a look at his first win, he gave away a huge start to Fantastic 8 and circumnavigated the field and ran over the top of him. He went around in Class 2 the other night. Him and Merry Go Win, lightweights here. Merry Go Win to the bigger track, better. Turin Red Star, bullish smart, 13, 12, 6, 4.
Yeah, we've all got that same top 3. I've thrown in Star Majestic as well as a big shot for a minor place. Statistics, Paul, we're looking at here. Trump cards for Danny Shum. Yeah,
well, Danny Shum's been very good with his trump cards, especially on the dirt here. These are the all-weather ones. So he's had a first 3 rate there of 60%. He's had the 10 runners. He's had 3 winners, a couple of seconds, a third, and pick number 1, I think, can add to that. I'm pretty sure he'll run in the first 3, if not win. He's $1.60 at the moment. So, yep, plenty of stats around pick number 1.
All right, speaking of winners, best bets?
Yeah, Classic Emperor for me. I think he can run very well and win this race. I think he's a really good dirt horse. They're talking about Dubai. He needs to win this race. Amazing feeling onto the surface, the all-weather for the first time. He's always shown plenty of ability. Great. Look at his stats there. He'll be 20, 30 to 1. So he's my long shot in race number 6. But I'll do the play of the day around Classic Emperor. The Vine Boy is obviously going to be hard to beat. And Prawn Barber, first time on the surface.
I thought Enjoy Life could win again. I liked his performance over the mile last start. It's a tougher Class 4, but I think there's another win in him. And President Paramount, very difficult horse to get right, well rated. The pace will be on in the race. That's the key. That'll suit him. And I'm going to go in that race with my play of the day. Royale Elegance is the banker in the trio, or the tierces. Primero, Golden Sleep, Everlaugh, and President Paramount, the long shot.
All right, nice kick for me earlier on. Race set number 5. It's a competitive race. Super 18 is also in lean perfection, big players. And Lucky Master Alvin on, 100% record Alvin has for me in this segment. Hopefully he can keep that up. And QQP, Lamarosa, pick number 1, and Lucky Master there.
No pressure, Alvin, if you're watching.
No, not at all. All right, so that's it. So Saturday programme and then 4-year-olds next week.
That's right, yeah, some great racing coming up towards the end of the month.
All right, well, that's the show. Thanks for watching on behalf of Paul Brett and the rest of the team. Hopefully we'll see you at Chartin on Saturday when we will be racing to win.
Good night.
Good night.